G'day Junior Tuckies, and welcome to this video in a series dealing with the DNA code of life. What we're going to be doing now is we're going to be looking at a few practice questions, two specifically that come out of the worksheet that has been uploaded for you. We're going to be doing a little bit of question analysis and showing you how to make sure that you have a complete answer for your question so that you get maximum marks. So looking firstly at the question in your booklet. So I've just taken a key part out of that question, which is the image. I like to do a complete analysis before I even look at the question. So what you see now is you see an image. Hopefully we've recognized this as a double-stranded nucleic acid, and we can see that there are 2 points, 1 and 2, on the left-hand side. Obviously these two mean, simply because they are not labeled, we will probably have to label these on the diagram. So let's try and make sense of this first. Number 1 and number 2 both refer to a unique part of this nucleic acid, and this is the sugar phosphate backbone. So if we look at number 1, 1 is obviously indicating the phosphate group, and 2 the pentose sugar. Now I'm talking very generally here because we know that this is double-stranded, so we may have already picked up that this is a DNA nucleic acid. So when we want to be more specific, we can see that, okay, 1 being the phosphate group, 2 is not only the pentose sugar, but now we need to be even more specific. This is a DNA pentose sugar, so we need to be calling it the deoxyribose sugar. That's the unique sugar that makes up a DNA nucleic acid. Okay, moving forward, we can see that, okay, there is the second sugar phosphate backbone. We can see that there are a couple of bases identified for us here. We can see GA and then number 3. Obviously 3 does not have a letter, which means we'll probably have to identify that. And we can see that there are weak hydrogen bonds holding these two separate DNA strands together. 2, 3, 2, 3. 2 weak hydrogen bonds in the first pair of bases. 3, 2, 3 moving forward. We can see that we're given a key, so A being adenine, G being guanine, and it says to us here that these form part of a nucleic acid molecule. Now, I've already mentioned that, and I'm hoping you've identified it too, that this is a DNA nucleic acid, because there are 2 strands. It is a double-stranded nucleic acid. Okay, so let's look into the questions. Identifying the nucleic acid that is shown in the diagram. Because it's double-stranded, we can already say that it is DNA. Because of our question analysis before we started the questions, these become so much easier to answer because we've already, for ourselves, reasoned out a lot of what we're going to be asked in these questions. Question number 1.2, label the following: part number 1, part number 2, and then the nitrogenous base number 3. So part number 1, 2, and base number 3. Let's see if we can put these in. We know that it's the phosphate group. We identified that right in the beginning when we did our question analysis. Part number 2, pentose sugar, but remember what we said? We got to be more specific. In this case, it's the deoxyribose sugar. And then looking at base number 3, we know that C and G pair with one another, cytosine and guanine, and then A would pair with T, so adenine and thymine. Okay, now question number 1.3 says, what is the collective name for parts labeled 1, 2, and 3? Now, part number 2 we know is deoxyribose. So we can't simply say nucleotide anymore. We need to make sure we are including the fact that it is a DNA nucleotide in this specific example. Okay, so we've worked very, very quickly through this question. I hope it has made sense. And when we do our question analysis, we need to be really, really specific based on the information that we're given in the question. So I do hope that this has helped, and I look forward to seeing you in a few of our other videos that deal with the same topic, DNA code for life. Right, Junior Techies, I'll be seeing you really soon.